In this video we are going to create Pega Blueprint for city care scenario. In this scenario we will develop a hospital management system which will automate patient journey in city care hospital for this hospital using Pega platform. The scenario has been uploaded on PXBits portal, the link is given in description. You can enroll for free to the course and use the given scenario for your own practice. Now to create the blueprint you need to visit https://pega.com/blueprint. You can find direct link in description below or can directly search from Google. Once you reach the Pega GenAI Blueprint landing page, you will find a button, Build a Blueprint. Click on the link. If you are using Pega.com for the first time you have to sign up, otherwise you need to log in. Once you will log in it will reach to My Blueprint dashboard. After reaching the dashboard, click on the Create a Blueprint button to begin defining your new application. Accept terms and conditions to continue. You will now see a multi-step wizard that guides you through the blueprint creation process. Start by selecting your industry. Since this scenario is for a hospital, choose the healthcare industry tile. Next, click on Upload Supporting Content. Now click on Browser under Requirement Documents section and browse for the CityCare scenario.txt file. Select the file and upload it to allow Pega Blueprint to analyze the scenario and tailor the generated application assets. Now before we click on the Analyze Content button, let's take a moment to understand all the options available on this screen. This screen lets you upload different types of supporting assets that help Pega Blueprint understand your application requirements more deeply. These documents guide the GenAI model to generate more accurate and tailored application components. The first section is Requirements Documents. This is where we've already uploaded our CityCare scenario.txt file. You can also upload PDFs or docx files that contain your business problem, workflows, or high-level functional specs. This section is the most important one, especially if you don't have diagrams or technical assets yet. Next, we have data schemas and integrations. Here you can upload files that describe how your existing data is structured or how the system will integrate with other platforms. Accepted formats include SQL DDL files, OpenAPI specs, or YAML files. This helps in automatically building your data model and suggesting integration points. The Code Analysis Document section is for any technical input like AWS Transform files, Google MAT, or architecture-related code files. This is useful when you're modernizing legacy systems and want to reuse or analyze existing logic. To the right, you have Legacy Application Media. This is where you can upload screenshots, videos, or recordings of your existing legacy application. Accepted formats include video and image files like MOV, MP4, JPG, and PNG. These help the AI understand how your current system looks and behaves. Then comes process diagrams. If you have any BPMN diagrams, flowcharts, or process maps, you can upload them here. These help generate case lifecycles with stages and steps that match your current business process. Finally, there's additional assets. This is a catch-all section for any other file types like PDFs, docx, images, or even previously exported blueprint files. Anything that adds clarity or context to your application vision can go here. Once you've uploaded everything you need, click Analyze Content and Pega Blueprint will process all the files to generate relevant case types, data models, personas, and more. Now after selecting industry and uploading all the assets you can click on Next button. Now, we select the sub-industry. Since CityCare is a multi-specialty hospital network, we select Healthcare Service Provider as the most accurate sub-industry for our application. Then click Next. On the next screen, we need to provide the application purpose, functional description, and language. Location is an optional field. All this information will be auto-populated based on assets we have provided. Here application purpose is set as patient care management. You can customize this description based on your organization's goals or scenario details. Once that's done, click Next. Now Pega Blueprint starts working behind the scenes. You'll see this screen that says, Blueprint agents are designing patient care management. This step is where the GenAI engine analyzes everything we've provided and begins generating the core components of our application. It begins by analyzing the uploaded requirements and documents, then moves on to research best practices based on all provided information. This step may take a few moments based on complexity of your application. Here, Pega Blueprint has automatically generated a list of case types based on the uploaded scenario and functional purpose. These case types represent the major processes in our application that need to be managed. Let's go through each of the generated case types. It has generated case types like patient registration, appointment booking, patient check-in, consultation process, and more. All these case types are highly accurate as per the business requirements uploaded. These case types have been generated automatically using Pega GenAI, but you can fully customize them as needed. You can also click on Add a Case Type at the top right if there's any process you want to manually include that wasn't picked up by the AI. You can enter case type name, case type description, and optionally you can upload BPMN lifecycle for the same to add new case type in the blueprint. Also, for each case type generated by AI, you can click the three dots menu to edit its name or description. For example, if we want to edit a case for appointment booking, we can do that easily by clicking the edit option and customizing it manually. This flexibility helps ensure that your blueprint reflects all key parts of your business process while still giving you a strong AI-generated starting point. Here's the narration script for the screen shown in the current image, which is part of the workflow details step in Pega Blueprint. After reviewing and finalizing the case types, we now move to the next step, which is workflow details. This is where Pega Blueprint begins building out your center-out architecture. That means the platform focuses on the core business logic first, starting with processes and data, before extending to channels, personas, and integrations. As you can see, there are 4 key activities happening in the background. First, it starts laying out each case lifecycle. Next, it moves on to defining the required data for each case. Then it begins configuring data objects and integrations. Finally, Pega prepares a live preview across channels and agents. This gives you a working view of how your app might behave across user types, including patients and hospital staff. All of this is generated automatically from the earlier steps, but you'll still have the ability to review and modify each of these areas as we continue through the wizard. Now that Pega has finished building the workflow details, you'll see that case types have been fully generated based on the earlier scenario and input files. On the screen, we're currently viewing the patient registration case type. We're in the Case Lifecycle tab, and you'll notice that Pega Blueprint has already structured this case into multiple stages and steps. These stages represent the key phases in the patient registration journey, like verifying identity, capturing personal and insurance details, and confirming registration. Each step inside a stage is automatically suggested based on the scenario content, but you can add, remove, or rename stages and steps to match your specific business needs. When you click on a step, you can also choose from several step types. Blueprint supports different types of steps such as manual step for user interactions, automation step for system-driven actions, decision step for branching logic, document generation for PDFs or summaries, GenAI step where AI is used to generate content, collect information for capturing input, approval step for reviews and sign-offs. This helps model real-world processes in a flexible and scalable way. Next, move to the Case Data Model tab. Here you'll see a list of fields automatically extracted and created for this case type. Each field is assigned a data type, like text, number, date, or Boolean, and linked to a relevant data object such as patient, contact info, or insurance details. You can click on View Relationships to visualize how this case type is connected to other data objects. This is helpful to understand data flow and reuse across the application. This is a great graphical view of the various data objects connected with a case type. If blueprint-generated fields are not sufficient, you can also add new fields to this case directly from this screen if your process needs more inputs or data capture points. Then, under the Case Settings tab, you'll find several configuration areas. Case Creation Fields, which define which fields are mandatory at the time of creating a new case. Case Hierarchy, which lets you link this case type as a parent or child of another case. Case Attachments, where you define allowed file types like ID proof, forms, or medical records. And finally, Release Planning, where you tag this case type to a specific release and estimate the effort as small, medium, or large. You can go through each generated case type in the same way, reviewing its lifecycle, data model, and settings. If needed, you can also create new case types manually or adjust existing ones to better align with your hospital's specific workflows. This makes your blueprint highly customizable while still giving you a powerful head start with auto-generated content. After reviewing all the case types and their details, the next step in the Blueprint Wizard is Data and Integrations. This is where you review and manage all the data objects used in your application. These objects are automatically generated based on your uploaded scenario and the data models defined in each case type. On this screen, you'll see a list of data objects like patient, appointment, medical record, billing information, radiology report, and more. These objects are mapped to your case types and reused wherever needed across the application. You can edit any data object by clicking the three dots and selecting Edit. Here, you can change the data object name, update the description, or select a different system of record. By default, it uses Pega, local, but you can point it to an external source system if needed. If your application integrates with an external system like an EHR or billing service, you can define a new system of record by clicking Add a System of Record at the bottom of the screen. You can also bring in existing data definitions from other systems. Click on Import Data Definition and select your source as either OpenAPI or DDL. Then upload a corresponding YAML or database schema file. This helps expedite integrations and allows Pega to align with existing data models already in use. Finally, you can click Generate More to let the blueprint suggest additional data objects based on the overall application structure and business context. This step ensures all your data is well-defined, reusable, and integration-ready, laying a strong foundation for both automation and scalability. Next, we move to the Personas step. This is where you define who is involved in your application workflows. Based on the uploaded scenario and generated case types, Pega Blueprint has automatically identified relevant personas. Each persona plays a specific role and interacts with the system differently. Like all other sections, you can click the three dots next to any persona to edit or delete, or click Add a Persona to create new roles depending on your organization's structure. Once your personas are finalized, you can click on the Preview option at the top of the screen. The preview screen is a powerful way to visualize how your application would function once built. It simulates the user experience for different case types, channels, and themes. At the top, you can select any case type, such as patient registration or check-in. This allows you to preview how that specific process would appear in a live environment. On the left-hand side, you can choose the channel through which the user is interacting. Available options include desktop for internal employees like nurses or admin staff, mobile for on-the-go usage by field agents or doctors, Salesforce Extender for embedding functionality within Salesforce, Contact Center for call center or support staff, Web self-service for patient-facing interactions via portals, Conversational self-service for chatbot-style interfaces, DXAPI which is used for system-level integrations and headless setups. This helps you understand how your workflow adapts across various platforms and touchpoints. This preview is auto-generated and gives stakeholders a feel for the final application without writing a single line of code. It's especially helpful during reviews or client walkthroughs before going into full development. Use this view to validate user experience, data availability, and case flow consistency across roles and channels. Once you've completed reviewing the preview, the final step in the Pega Blueprint journey is to export your blueprint. You'll see two export options. The first one is Export as PDF. Clicking this will generate a comprehensive, downloadable document that captures everything you've built inside the blueprint. The PDF includes a summary of your application name, purpose, and selected industry, a detailed list of all case types with their stages and steps, the complete data model showing fields, data types, and relationships, defined personas with their roles and descriptions, integration details, including systems of record and data objects. This PDF is extremely useful for presenting to business stakeholders, reviewers, or project sponsors. It serves as formal documentation of the proposed application structure. The second option is Download Blueprint File. This is a .blueprint file that can be imported directly into the Pega platform during application creation. It gives you a running start by preloading all the configured assets, case types, data models, personas, and more into your new Pega application. You can also use the Share Blueprint option to invite collaborators. This allows others to view or edit your blueprint directly through the Pega Blueprint dashboard. It's helpful when working in teams or collecting feedback from business owners or architects. That's it. Your blueprint is now ready for handoff or import into the Pega platform. In future videos, we'll explore more advanced topics like customizing the preview, editing workflow simulations, and how to import your blueprint into Pega to kick off actual app development. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.